Feminism today is complete and utter bullshit. All you're trying to do is dominate men. You don't want equality, you want domination, and that's not okay. The reason I speak on men's rights and the reason y'all get pissed off about it, here's the thing. Women are more represented. We have more sources, more resources that we can latch onto than men do. There's more shelters for women than men who go through domestic violence. Women are completely believed when they accuse somebody of sexual assault.
What's good, YouTube? This is KB LaFleur. You can call me KB. Welcome back to another video. We got top 22 hot women on TikTok destroying feminism. This is part 3, and they got 2 other parts to it. I just clicked on one of the damn videos because, hey, you know, I mean, they all destroying feminism, so, you know, we can go from there. But, leave me a like, comment, subscribe.
If you are a liberal and a vegan, duet this. Question 1. Did you know no one gives a shit?
I've seen so many girls on Tinder and dating apps have in their bio 6 feet and above, like I only date over 6 feet. But imagine if guys had in their bio C cup and up. Like, just imagine, any guy who put that would be so canceled. And then you all want to talk about internalized misogyny and, oh, society makes women feel like they have to look a certain way. If you want to talk about double standards, there's a double standard for you. In fact, I think the height thing is a little bit more offensive because you can change your bra size, but you can't really change your height.
Ooh, she killed it on that one. She killed it on that one. And that is a fact. Look, if y'all go back to my first video. I tell you, the world is a double standard. The world is a double standard. Not my first video, but the Goodreads video. The world is a double standard. You mean to tell me that if, you know what I'm saying, women can talk about a man's height, but a man can't talk about how a woman's weight or is fat phobic. What do y'all have for women that talk down on men because of their height? We don't have no word for that. We don't have no name for that, but we have a name for someone who calls a girl fat, who calls somebody fat, out of shape. You know, in that last part, she knocked that shit on her head, bro. She knocked that shit on her head, man. But you know, man, it's a double standard world. But sadly, we have to accept it. We have to accept it. You know, a lot of people, oh, I ain't accept it. Well, okay then. What you need to stop doing, stop complaining and crying, because it's going to happen regardless.
I just watched a video where a girl said she's never seen a pretty Trump supporter, and if you're offended by that, then you're ugly. All right, so I know beauty is subjective, and someone might find me attractive, and other people might find me to be looking like a dude, and you know, that's okay. Again, if you're liberal, then me looking like a dude should be like a positive thing, because you guys are all in support of that. But let's take a look at what liberals find attractive, shall we? Ah, armpit hair. I can smell it from here. Sexy. So attractive. Facial hair. Yes, I like, you know, the lipstick really brings out the chin hair. That's a good compliment. Ah, body positivity. Yes, where we reject anything that's health and fitness. It's hot. Pure sex.
Feminism today is complete and utter bullshit. All you're trying to do is dominate men. You don't want equality, you want domination, and that's not okay. The reason I speak on men's rights and the reason y'all get pissed off about it, here's the thing. Women are more represented. We have more sources, more resources that we can latch onto than men do. There's more shelters for women than men who go through domestic violence. Women are completely believed when they accuse somebody of sexual assault. And being a sexual assault victim, I understand that, but men go through this too. And we can't belittle their trauma because we think they should be able to handle it.
Well,
She was hitting it on the head the whole time, man. She was banging it on the head the whole time, bro. Feminism today, like I said, you talking about the first wave feminism. The first wave feminism was probably the only pure feminism that you have. You have the first wave feminism versus today's feminism, wave 4, wave 5. First wave feminism allowed women to be able to vote, have equal rights, and be able to bring money home so they can procure a family, so they can help procure their family, help their husband out with bills. Nobody has a problem with that. You even have men trying to push for that, helping women out. Now you have Feminism Today 4 and 5, where you have a bunch of OnlyFans, a bunch of hoes, a bunch of sluts, a bunch of women who wants to silence men. Feminism Today is just to silence men. Feminism Today is to keep men from having to have a say-so about every illogical thing that a woman does. You know, like this great culture on campus, that shit don't exist. Only like goddamn like 2 or 3, like I think 1 or 3 women get raped on campus. Hey, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people and women and feminists will get mad when people sit on here and say, hey, okay, well, if you don't want that to happen, stop bringing them to campus. A lot of these situations women put themselves in. I'm not gonna lie to you. Hey, you get upset, get offended, but a lot of women put themselves in a situation. If we want to be honest, you have an opportunity, like women who, because you have a lot of women who false, like it today, like you even have a movement called Believe All Women. No matter what lie they have, you gotta believe them. You gotta freaking believe them, and it's hard to believe women who really gone through stuff. So then they want to sit on here and say, well, because y'all don't believe in us, y'all don't believe that we say that we got raped or sexually assaulted, we're gonna push a narrative that rape culture exists. It does not. It does not exist, because we don't believe some of the shit that some of y'all women say, because it's false. Because it's false. I mean, and then it's gotten to the point where you can't even tell, like, for a man that hugs a woman, it can be considered as sexual assault. If I simply sit on here and put my hands around your waist and take a picture, sexual assault. Anything can be considered sexual assault. That's why the movement Believe All Women comes in. That goes for that exact reason. Believe all women, no matter if they're telling a lie or not. But women swear they are oppressed today. Women swear that they don't have any rights. Y'all have more. It's probably the best time to be a woman, because y'all can do whatever y'all want. Y'all have the slut walk. Y'all have feminism. I mean, y'all literally, feminism today is built up off the hatred of men. But see, nobody talks about that. We don't have any word for women who hate on men besides misandry. But we have a bunch of words from people like myself, which y'all like to say transphobic, homophobic, misogynistic, fatphobic. I mean, dude, you got so many dang names, man. So, you know, going back to what she was saying, man, she 100% right.
The left attacks masculinity, labeling it toxic. My 7-year-old son actually coached my daughter yesterday, saying that she drew her man in her image too skinny. He said men are supposed to be strong and hairy. He gets it. Why can't they?
Okay, so if y'all are going to call women birthing people, are you going to call men people fertilizers? Just wondering.
And that's another thing, man. Like I said, it's only 2021 where you have plethora of things to debunk real shit. And what I mean by that is, you can't tell somebody to go to the gym. It's fatphobic. You can't say you don't want to date a trans because of who they really are. Like, yo, you know, you're a man. You're considered transphobic. If you say feminism ain't shit today, ain't worth nothing, but ain't nothing but a bunch of women who hates men, you're misogynistic. Now you have people trying to do these pronouns. I've never talked about it, but we're gonna talk about it fucking today. Pronouns. That is probably the most stupidest thing I've ever heard in my goddamn life. And not freaking pronouns that you learn. I'm talking about pronouns that he, she, they. Now we're literally moving around simple grammar to fit society terms. So I can't roll up on a girl and say, "What up, girl? Oh, look at that lady." It gotta be, "What's up, they? What's up, them?" What the fuck is, like, dude? That shit is so stupid, man. And then you're talking about birthing people. Like, we're not gonna say, oh well, you know, she's birthing somebody, or I don't even know what name would you even call them. Just call birthing people. Like, what? Like, what type of stupid is that, man? And this is what the society has brought upon us today. I'm gonna put it this way. In the Bible, it says, good becomes wrong, and wrong becomes good. Y'all can just go from there. Y'all figure it out. I'm gonna let y'all figure it out. Good becomes bad, bad becomes good. And that's what you're seeing today in society, especially in America. Go over there to these foreign countries with that BS. Everybody's close to the traditional roots. Not in America. We got birthing people. We got he, she, they. We got all these stupid ass terms that try to keep somebody from talking, to try to leverage yourself in an argument. Corny.
So in the news this week, transgender weightlifter Laurel Hubbard is going to be competing on the women's team for New Zealand in the Tokyo Olympics. Meaning now that a bunch of biological female weightlifters are going to be competing against a biological male. Hope you all are listening, because this is effectively the end of women's sports. And to the feminists out there, why break a glass ceiling when a biological man can do it for you?
Police in Virginia Beach are trying to make sense of a shooting that left 2 people dead and 8 people hospitalized. So someone replied this: Trumps are most likely in white male like always. Because you hear gun and you think Trump supporter and white. Where are the feminists? Females can do anything males can do. Why do you always assume it's a male? How dare you assume their gender? How dare you assume their race? And it would be a safe bet that they got those guns by nefarious means, but us legal gun owners are going to be the ones that are punished. And then look, lo and behold, the suspects in the Virginia Beach mass shooting are finally identified. They look all male to me, but they're definitely not white. Do you see why we call it brainwashing what the media has done? You hear gun and you think white male. Just like the Colorado shooter that completely disappeared from the news when they confirmed that it actually wasn't a white male and disrupted their narrative.
So I think that, first of all, if somebody commits a sexual assault, the only person to blame is the person who commits the sexual assault, right? That right off the bat. Right? Victims are not to blame for their own sexual assault. I also think that if you put yourself in a risky situation, then you've put yourself in a risky situation, right? We do this every day, right? Every day we make decisions about what sort of situations to put ourselves in. If I walk through a high-crime neighborhood waving $100 bills above my head and then I am robbed, then it is the fault of the person who robs me. It is not my fault. But I also made a bad decision to do that. Okay, so two things can be true at once. And it is not blaming the victim to say that it's a bad decision to walk through a high-crime neighborhood at night waving your wallet over your head. Right? It is also not a good idea to go to parties where drinking and drugs are commonplace with a bunch of guys who are pigs. Right? That's just not a good idea. Now, does that relieve responsibility from the guys? 100% not. If a guy rapes you or sexually assaults you, he should be castrated or killed.
And that's where it comes down, right? This is where also great culture exists. People, you got women out here who, let's just say they do go out to parties or whatever. You had a choice. You can stay home, go do something else, or go to this party where you know some shit is bound to happen. I don't know what it may be, but some shit is bound to happen, because every party that I went to, some shit has happened. They go to the room 3-4 o'clock in the morning, after them sitting over here drinking all night, pre-gaming, and then going to the damn shit, smoking and drinking, and then coming back home, smoking and drinking some more, 3-4 o'clock in the morning. Laying in bed with this guy or whatever. Then you wake up the next morning and you're like, oh man, like I really hate that I did that last night. I was not myself. I felt like I was used. I felt like I was taken advantage of. Now let me go ahead and go tell. So you put yourself in that position. So then, in like a lot of situations where I've heard women did do that, and then may go tell or whatever, and the case can never really go anywhere because they put themselves in that position. But then when you tell women that is, oh, well, yeah, what you mean? I put myself in that position. I ain't put you think I asked to get raped? No, you didn't ask to get raped, but you put yourself in that position to do that. Why would you go to the man's house? Why are you going to the parties? Why are you doing all these drugs? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? There is, once again, for every action that you, and I'm pretty sure you hear it on everybody's shit, but every action comes a reaction. Why are you going out here to these parties knowing that women get raped at parties, people die at parties, and all this extra stuff? Why put yourself in that position? And that's what we're trying to say. Take accountability. That's where accountability comes in. Take accountability. If you know parties are not good for you, don't go. Here's the biggest thing. Here's my biggest thing, right? For the people, man, who love to sit here and say, oh, well, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I may put myself in that position, but he's still 100% in the wrong, whatever. Ask your mama before you go to a party. Ask your mom, ask your dad before you go to a party. And just ask them this one thing. Hey, mom, dad, I'm going off of you right now. Do you think I should go to this party? Yes or no? It's a party full of frats or whatever. Everybody from the school gonna be there. Should I go or can I go? Let's see what your parents say. 90% of your parents are going to tell you no, because they know the problems of that. They know they can lose your kid in that. So if you know if they're going to say no, why are you going to go? You got to know the risk. You got to know the risk of what you putting yourself into. So pretty much, I think that was number 15. All that comes down to is being a pick me. That she's talking about pick me women. If y'all go back to my video before, I did a video on pick me. That is exactly what I'm talking about. That is exactly what I'm talking about. She's saying, so the question was, if women are so in support of other women, where's the support at when it comes down to a woman wanting to be a wife, wanting to be a mother? That's where, the reason we're not supporting you because you're a pick me. You want to put it in our face. You want to brag. That's not the case. That's not the case. It's just simply sitting on here saying, hey, look, I've accomplished something in my life that's making me very happy, and I want you to have the same thing. That is considered bragging. And amongst those women that were them talking about that shit, those women are bad news, bro. Period. Pretty much, man, just make sure, man, for the women, make sure you're good for your man. Make sure your man has everything that he needs to have before he comes home. Everything needs to be clean or whatever. You know, it's the same story.
Oh, well, yeah, if that's the case, if you don't like guns, don't.
The pro-choicers fell right into my trap for this one. I wasn't comparing getting an abortion to owning a gun. I was comparing the legality of both questions. How many times have I heard pro-choicers say, oh, well, if you don't like abortions, don't get one. It doesn't affect you. Yeah, well, if I get a gun, that's not going to affect you at all. Oh, well, guns kill people. Nah, people kill people. Abortion is a question of morality. Let me tell you this, an abortion's only purpose is to harm someone because it is considered a failed abortion if the life isn't taken in the procedure. That's why the argument, oh, it doesn't affect you, doesn't apply because it affects and harms someone else.
The issue that I have with abortion is not that it affects me personally, but it affects someone else and takes away someone's opportunity at life. But this video and the comment section just goes to show how contradictory being pro-choice is. Because if we're going to start using the argument, oh, if you don't like it, don't worry about it, don't get it. Okay, well then if I don't like a mask, I'm not going to wear a mask. You see? Who draws a line at the value of human life? Because I, for a fact, don't want the pro-choicers doing it.
They were mostly young men, 18, 19, hardly more than boys. They died on the beaches of Normandy, across France, Germany, and Italy. They never lived to love and marry a woman or feel the joy of a newborn baby in their arms. They never lived to old age, but millions of people did live and live in freedom because of the sacrifices of the American and the Allied fighting man of 75 years ago. The fighting men of the greatest...
All right, that last part, I don't know about that last part. But, you know, just to sum it up, man, a lot of those women were hitting it on the head with a lot of stuff, man. Just simple, you know, the only thing I can really pull out of that, man, is just a double standard in the world. A lot of women feel, a lot of women gonna lie about some shit. The society's gonna take her side off rip because she's a woman. That's number one. And number two, believe all women. And that's the society that we live in today. And we have to accept and move accordingly. You know, that's all I really can say to that. But you know, I'm probably gonna do part 1 and part 2. But do me a favor, leave me a like, comment, and subscribe.